Did you know, in Arizona, it's illegal to have a donkey asleep in your bathtub past 7 p.m?
Sorry, what?
Did you know that the inventor of Pringles is now buried in a Pringles can?
Okay.
And also, did you know that in Japan, zuki zamishi is the act of eating when you're not hungry?
Right, okay.
It's when your mouth is lonely.
Right, what is happening right now?
I am Miss Poles. I am your teacher, and class is now in session.
Hi, I'm Pip.
And I'm Izzy.
And this is our first proper podcast episode. And what better way to start off the podcast than to visit the original place where we came up with the idea, school.
That's right. I specifically remember sitting in maths with the teacher who defo hated us the most.
Oh God, yeah, he definitely hated us.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He did
absolutely
not like that. But yeah, so I remember sitting in there and we were discussing a radio show and a podcast. And I have a question for you. Do you remember the theme tune?
I do. I definitely do.
Are you ready to perform?
Oh God, yeah.
Pip and Izzy on the radio on Saturday afternoons.
Oh God, I hate it.
Yeah, let's
it's bad.
Let's move on very quickly.
Definitely move on. I mean,
Very
ignoring
quickly.
all the copyright that just went on there.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get copyrighted.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
But yeah, we had an interesting time in school.
Yeah, definitely was interesting. I think we were both. I wouldn't say we were the best examples of what you should be at school. We were a little bit. I wouldn't say naughty. We weren't naughty.
No, we were. To be fair, we were good. We weren't rude.
No, we weren't rude or anything, but
we did our work. But we were definitely,
Certainly,
as some teachers would say, the people that did not stop talking.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, we literally got sat next to each other in practically every class.
Not even our fault. They put us there.
No, yeah. I mean, I suppose we have similar surnames. You're a P and I'm an O.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. They
Yeah.
normally do it in register order half the time. So.
Yeah, so it wasn't our fault.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine. I mean, we were good.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time. Most of the time. Yeah, I think probably the only thing that we really weren't so great at is we like to skip classes quite a bit.
In sixth form.
This is not in
proper school. And
definitely not.
we did it for valuable reasons. So when there was concerts, we would not go to our classes to go to rehearsals, and we'd stay the whole day and like help out in the stage plan and do all that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, we literally spent most of our free time, and then also the classes that we kind of weren't that keen on.
Yeah.
We spent most of our time in our hall, in the tech hall.
Yeah, and then if they had like shows and stuff, we would be up in the little what's it called upstairs?
No, it's not a booth. What's it called? Oh
my God,
that's so bad. Control room.
The control room.
That's
where we were.
Can I just say, people, we are both music and media students, and we don't know what a control room is. Oh God. Well, we didn't know the name for it at least.
We're useless.
We are.
But yeah, we spent most of the time up there doing work which was actually beneficial to us.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if that's what our future was, our career was, then, you know, what better way to do that than just to spend your whole day in a control room planning shows.
Yeah, getting the hands-on experience, not just writing essays, which really not helpful for either.
No, exactly. Well, I mean, saying that, we're both now at university doing essays, and we
don't talk about that. Move on.
We're moving on.
It's
fine. God. But yeah, no, I'd say definitely that was probably our naughtiest. Is when we were bunking off.
That sounds so bad, bunking off, but
we weren't. It wasn't bunking
because we weren't just spending our time in bed or in town. We were
choosing to do other electives.
We were enriching our career.
Perfect, exactly.
Yeah.
If anyone asks, that's what we were doing.
That's what we were doing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All the cameras, yes.
Yes, yeah, all three of them.
Yes.
Okay, so moving on with that one. Possibly one of our worst.
Your worst.
Our worst.
Your worst
moments.
I was fine.
Our worst moments at school. Yeah, I suffered a rather bad hangover that lasted 2 days. So essentially, we went out on a Saturday night. Had a good time.
Very good time, very fun, very fun.
Bevs and friends, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And then was very, very ill on Sunday.
I was fine, I just want to put that out there.
Well, Izzy, you're always fine, and I hate you for it. I was fine. And then Monday came and was gonna go to school, got up, and absolutely not. I could not move. I could not do anything without feeling very ill.
Yeah, I got a text saying, I'm not going to make it. And I was like, still hanging.
Oh, yeah. It was definitely a bad one, that one.
I mean, on that Monday, I was in the common room in sixth form, and our other friend who we were with on the Saturday night, she sat there and she said to me, she was like, I'm going home right now because I'm still hanging. Yeah. And I was like, how are these people?
To be fair, we drank a lot, and I don't think we ate that much.
No,
to be fair, so don't make that mistake. It's painful and it hurts.
Eat.
And I have not felt that bad since. Also, don't what's the word? Compete in drinking competitions.
Yeah, Pip thought that would be a good idea.
I mean, it was a good idea at the time. We had a great time.
We had a great laugh. It was funny, but
it was.
We regretted that.
Yeah.
You managed to drag yourself to a school show, though.
Oh yeah, I did the show in the evening. Yeah, I mean, I had the whole day to basically make myself feel better. Yeah. So I ate bananas. Bananas help you feel better. I mean, they are gross and they make you feel a bit worse when they're actually being consumed. But the second they're down, that's a good.
You just need water and sleep. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes, possibly one of our worst moments.
Your worst moments. Again, your worst moments. I was fine.
Sure.
And now moving on to something that I think we can all agree we've gone through.
Absolutely.
Exams.
Yeah. Hard
times, GCSEs, AS, A-levels, unis, BTECs, whatever.
Yep, the bane of our lives. Yeah. The bane of our lives. But so essentially they're a waste of time, I think, personally, because you don't even have to really do them in the real world unless you're going for some like top business interview or something like that, where you have to do all those weird exams. But other than that, they're a bit of a
just
waste.
Long,
bit of a memory game there. Yeah, but
we have to do them, and it's a stressful time.
Definitely,
you can definitely agree. But we've thought of some exam tips for you all.
Yep, definitely.
To help you out.
Definitely.
So I think my first tip would be don't stress, because if you don't do well in an exam, if you don't do well in like your A levels and you don't get to uni, it doesn't matter.
No.
You will end up
somewhere.
It will work out. The people I know who haven't got into their unis that they wanted to,
and these are like top universities, definitely.
Yeah, haven't even got into uni. They're now doing something with their life that they never thought they would do, and they're loving it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a great point. And, I think also a lot of people stress the night before because they don't know something. And at the end of the day, if you don't know something by that last night, then you're not going to know it by the morning after. So you should prioritize the stuff you already know.
Yeah.
Go over what you know so that you can get as many marks as you can in those, rather than stressing about the stuff you don't know. Because if you don't know it by the night before, you're not going to know it by the morning. Yeah, so I think that's a tip for me.
Yeah, definitely. And talking about that, you can't compare yourself and the amount of revision you've done to the next person, your best friend, the smartest person in the class, because everyone revises at their own way, at their own pace.
Exactly.
And you just do what's right for you, and you'll know if you've gone in doing enough or not done enough, and you'll be okay.
Roll with it. And I definitely think one thing that I would say is a big tip that I learned very early on, preparing your stuff the night before in terms of like your pens and your pencils. The amount of times I came and I had to like run to someone and be like, can I borrow a pen? I don't have a pen that works.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing that.
It was a nightmare, and obviously that just adds more stress to the problems.
Yeah,
and,
you don't want to.
It's just, it's not a good idea.
You need to find what de-stresses you the most, and running around trying to find a pen
a minute
before the exam is not...
I suppose that links to organisation, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Be organised.
Be organised, definitely.
And take breaks in your revision.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you can't think, right, I'm going to revise for 5 hours straight, because 20 minutes in, it's not going to go in after that.
Your brain's going to just be fried, absolutely fried.
And then you're going to go into it and realise you don't know anything.
Definitely.
So yeah, you know, if you do sport, music, carry on doing them.
Yeah, don't just stop everything to revise. As much as some people that actually works for them, but at the same time, I do think everyone needs to have a break. You know?
Whether that's the clubs or even going down to watch TV.
Yeah, give yourself 20-minute break. You know.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be too hard to do that anyway, because at the end of the day, like you said, it's not going to go in after a certain amount of time anyway. So you need to
take those breaks.
Take those breaks, definitely.
I mean, these are our tips that we've learnt during our school lives.
Yeah, so the last God knows how many years of exams. Yeah. Definitely.
So we hope that these help you.
Definitely. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I suppose the other thing that we should probably talk about in terms of school is bullying. Because it happens, you know. You can't, as much as I know a lot of sort of social media bigs it up and makes it seem quite like, oh, you know, no one should do it anymore and all that rubbish. But it happens, and it will always happen, I think, because there are always going to be people who can't just accept and be nice to other people, you know.
I mean, I personally think that they're just insecure about their own selves.
Oh yeah, I definitely think it all comes down to insecurities of people, and you know what they actually feel about themselves. They reflect onto other people.
Yeah, and it's just there's no need for it. Just be nice.
Yeah, just be nice. Just be nice. But how would you? Okay, I'll ask you a question.
Okay.
How would you deal with a bully?
How would I?
That's quite a loaded question. No, we can't advertise that. No violence. No
and
violence.
I would not, because I'm too weak to do that.
Oh, fair enough.
To be honest with you, I know it sounds really hard, and at the time, you know, it's very difficult to do, but you have to just ignore them.
Oh yeah.
Because if you ignore them and carry on with your daily life, enjoying, you know, your friends and everything, then you'll be fine. I know, like, you know, sometimes the words can really get you down, and you can sit there at night thinking, you know, in extreme cases, the worst sort of thoughts.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean,
if you can learn to ignore someone, then actually you end up being the bigger person anyway, because it doesn't end up resulting in anything terrible like getting into a fight or something, you know. And obviously I know in a lot of cases that's very hard to do, especially because a lot of times bullies will just keep going and going until you break. But
if you ignore them, at some point they'll give up, and I know it sounds bad, but they'll move on to the next person.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that is what they're...
they're it's almost like they're ingrained to do that.
Yeah.
They're the type of people that just continuously push and push and push. And if you don't react, they're going to get bored of pushing you, and they'll move on.
What about you?
I'd suppose my biggest tip would be tell someone.
Yeah.
Because,
tell someone.
And I mean, don't just tell your friends, because obviously friends can't do much. I mean, they can beat them up for you, but they're going to get in trouble or, you know, suspended or expelled. Yeah, no violence, but I suppose, tell someone, tell an adult. Your
teachers. And I know, like, sometimes teachers, and we've heard this from our friends, haven't been the most helpful, but some teacher somewhere, some parent somewhere is going to help you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And I feel like in a lot of sort of schools nowadays, they are more likely to be like, it almost comes down to like believing you.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're more inclined to believe you than nowadays than they aren't, you know. Yeah. So I suppose that's some good advice.
On that
actually.
one, if you know that the person who's bullying you has bullied someone else, try and get them involved, and if there's more of you going, that will help as well.
Yep, band together. Band together.
Beat the bullies.
Beat the bullies. Yes. Not physically.
No violence.
No violence.
Yeah. I have a question as well.
Okay.
Have you ever had to deal with bullies?
Oh, I mean, I'd definitely say, through high school. Yeah. But I suppose a lot of the time it comes down to people just didn't sort of understand like me, and
whereas
understand
now
who I am.
They would.
Yeah, and actually hilariously, some of my closest friends are people that I considered bullies in sort of year 7, year 8, which is hilarious. I mean, definitely one of my closest friends. You know, he's great. I love him now.
Yeah.
But, you know, back then I thought he was just horrible to me. And maybe that's maturity. Yeah. And actually, I do find that, especially boys who specifically pick on girls, a lot of it is just maturity. They aren't mature enough to really, almost, they aren't mature enough to be in high school, to be honest. They're not mature enough to be in that environment where you're all stuck in together.
Yeah.
You know, you're all in the same classes.
And, you know, boys and their hormones, they want to be like the big person. And if you're doing something that potentially challenges them.
Yeah, definitely.
So for you...
My rugby. I've done rugby since I was like 13. And actually, hilariously, I got onto the Eastern Counties team. Thank you. Which... All of the first team boys at our school were attempting to get onto, and I think only 3 of them actually managed it. And so I was one, and I got on it on the girls' side. And obviously, you know, you can't really compare men and women's rugby because a lot more boys are going for it than girls, I suppose. But at the same time, the level is the same.
Still got to be good.
And actually, thank you. And I spent 2 years there, and actually by the end of the 2 years, the whole of the first team were like basically my mates. Like they'd say hi to me in the corridor, and again, some of these boys were boys that would take the mick out of me. And, you know, I wouldn't say... I mean, I would say bullying, but I wouldn't say to an extreme amount of bullying. It's just more name-calling or you know, that kind of teasing that can go too far.
But I think, you know, bullying is a spectrum. It could just be a few name-calling and teasing, and can be to the worst where it's just constant horrible stuff. But, you know, it still sucks.
It definitely sucks. It definitely sucks. But, yeah, definitely. I think that advice is good, though. Yeah. So to ignore as much as you possibly can and to tell someone is definitely. So, yeah. Definitely.
So we've covered some pretty important things that happen to people in school. Mm-hmm. But the episode is coming to a close.
Definitely.
So we thought we'd delight you with our favourite story of our lateness.
Oh yeah, our tardiness, I suppose you'd call it.
It only happened twice. Only happened twice, and it was the same lesson that it happened twice to.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know where to start.
The first one was your fault.
Okay, right.
So I'll let you explain that.
I was late. I was late. No,
in some context, we walked to school together because we only live around the corner.
We met at the corner by our Tesco Express. So shout out to that. Oh no, we're not sponsored actually. No, never mind. So we used to meet at the corner of Tesco Express every day.
Every morning.
And we used to meet at, what was it, about 8:10?
8:10.
Because we'd get to school by half past-ish.
Yeah.
I was about 15 minutes later than that. So it was about, 20 past, 25 past.
When we needed to be in school because it took us like 20 minutes
and,
to walk.
My parents had already gone to work, so no way of getting a lift to school or anything, even though we were very late.
Don't know where my parents were at this point.
Yeah, I don't know either.
In bed.
And basically I sent Izzy a text going, I'm on my way, and then I didn't arrive for like 10 minutes.
And I was waiting outside in the cold for about 20 minutes.
And it was cold, it was like middle of winter. Yeah. Oh God, yeah. And then basically we we walked fairly quickly to school, but we weren't in that much of a rush because we were like, we're already late, it's not going to make a difference, to be honest. And then we sort of got to our lesson.
Got to our lesson about 15, 20 minutes late.
Yeah, about that, yeah.
So we sat down and the teacher was like, oh, where were you? And now my quick thinking, right?
I wouldn't call it thinking. I think it was just a blur of just words.
I said, well, sir, we were near school and there was a road shut and the path was shut, so we couldn't get down there. So we had to go all the way back and walk down the other road, the longer way. And he just looked at me and you like, do you think I was born yesterday?
Yeah.
And the whole class were looking at us like, are you joking? That's the excuse you came up with.
It's the only thing we could think of. You could think of at the time.
Yeah.
I think I was going to go like I was sick or something, but I didn't get it out before you did. So he was just like, right. And he was so angry at us.
Yeah, you could see it in his face. He just went, right, sit down. Bearing in mind, we were in year 13 at the time.
Yeah, so top of the school.
Top of the school. We, you know, meant to be mature.
Yeah.
And he went, well, you should have left early. And I was like, well, we didn't know the road was going to be shut.
Oh God, it was just the sass of it as well. It was like, you could just tell he was just so angry at us. But
the other reason why we were late, and I would like to just put a disclaimer in now for any of my family who see this.
Family hi.
It's Pip making me late.
No,
I was always on time.
No,
because what happens in the
absolutely
next
not.
story?
Okay. Look, this was a one-time thing. Mm-hmm. But essentially, my auntie owns a tortoise, and she was away, and she was like, "You need to look after the tortoise." I forgot that I had to look after the tortoise and feed him in the morning. So essentially, I was like, "Oh, Izzy, by the way, I've got to go around and feed the tortoise. Come round, and I'll meet you there."
And I was like, "Of course."
It's only 5 minutes up the road, so it wasn't that far. So we went round, we fed the tortoise. I took a funny video because tortoises are weird creatures anyway, and realised then after that it was 10 minutes too late for us to walk. So we were like, "Oh well, we're gonna be late anyway, so we won't rush, as we do."
Usual.
The usual, yeah, exactly. And then we got to school, got into the classroom, and I didn't let Izzy make an excuse this time because I had an excuse. I was like, "Sir, I was feeding my tortoise."
And it was the same teacher who knows us.
Yeah, and knows
what we're like.
knows our funny stories. And he just looked at me as if to say, "I don't believe you," and he's just like, "Can you just go sit down?"
He just almost at this point just gave up on us and didn't care. He was just like, "Sit down."
And I was like, "No, sir, I was really feeding my tortoise."
And then you proceeded to show him the video.
I whipped out my phone and was like, "Here, look, this is my tortoise." Bearing in mind it was the most stupid video. I think it was that the video where I put the camera on top of him as I was carrying him?
I
and
think
was,
so, yeah.
Moving him around.
So...
And he was just like, "Right, you can just sit down."
Yeah.
I think they were, I think by then he just realised that we were just, that was it. He was done with us. And
he'd definitely given up. But us,
So we've had some interesting times, haven't we?
We have, and most of the time, it wasn't our fault. We were, late or hungover.
Exactly. And if anyone asks, we plead the fifth.
And for you non-Americans, that means we ain't confessing nothing until we see a lawyer.
Yep.
Saved by the bell. Yes, Saved by the bell.
Oh gosh, seems that's all we have time for then today.
Yeah. It's a shame. We have so many good stories to tell.
We definitely do. Yeah. But we'll save them for another day.
Yeah.
For now, be sure to catch us next Monday on YouTube, Spotify, and
Apple Podcasts,
yes, and any other podcasting platform that we deem necessary to post on, essentially.
Yeah, just join us there. Our next episode is about COVID.
Yep. We've perfectly titled it Carry On COVID, because why not? We're very British, so makes sense.
But also don't carry on, because please.
Yeah, please, COVID, go away.
But yeah, and make sure to catch us on Instagram, TikTok, social media is basically at Pip and Izzy. Very easy to see some behind the scenes content and never seen before content.
Yeah, ooh, scary.
Ooh, exciting. Scary.
I don't know.
Scary.
But yes, anyways, thanks guys for watching.
Yeah, thank you. See you
next week. Bye.
Bye.